Okay, Andy. Good morning, everyone. So the last class I updated the notes, right? Yesterday evening, 8 o'clock I updated. Today's class is inner classes anyway. Up to now, the class can hold variables here. The class can hold variables. The class can hold methods. The class can hold blocks. The class can hold constructors. Class extended from another class can use the features of another class. Class implemented from one interface can use the members of interface. Class extended from one abstract class can use the members of abstract class. Like this, class can hold features. So theory there by yesterday the topic is ended. Today the class extension is going on. So we are adding some more here. Like this. Now the class is declared with one inner class finally. So class is going to hold one inner class. That only concept. Class hold variable, method, block, constructor, features of another class, and class is going to hold one more class. That only we are calling it as inner class. When a class is going to hold one inner class, where it holds means as a member. As a member means you are declaring variable in the class. The same way, class in the class. Constructor in the class. The same way, class in the class. That class we call it as member inner class. Sometimes we declare the class inside the method also. That only local. So finally, there are three types available to you. The classes which are declared inside the class are known as inner classes or nested classes. These inner classes are categorized into three types. Nothing but following I written. Member inner classes, local inner classes, anonymous inner classes. Make a siding. Member inner classes. The inner classes which are declared as members of class. The inner classes which are declared as members of class are known as member inner classes. These member inner classes are categorized into two types, categorized into two types. Static member inner classes and non-static, you must say, instance member inner classes. Static member inner classes and instance member inner classes. Static member inner classes and instance member inner classes. Now take static member inner classes. The member inner classes which are declared with static keyword, are known as static member inner classes. The member inner classes which are declared with static keyword are known as static member inner classes. Static member inner classes. The member inner classes which are declared with static keyword are known as static member inner classes. See there? So for this, like this. So I am taking one class like this. This is one class. I am taking one subclass 1. By terminology, we are calling it as outer class. That is one outer class. So inside this, I am taking one variable. Int a is equal to 10. I'll take one more variable. Static int b is equal to 20. One is static variable, one is non-static variable. The variables are in the outer class. Now, I am taking one method here. One small method, I will take it. So method, I am taking one method. Void sum m1, I am taking one method. This method also outer class method anyway. That also instance only, outer class method. I am taking one outer class method. I am taking one outer class method. Right. The class already holding one instance variable, one static variable, one instance method. This is normal class we had. So I am opening your Eclipse. Right. I am taking one application, Java project, inner class application 1. Click on finish. Under this inner class now, I am taking two packages always. Maxes. I am taking one package test. Part of this test, I am taking one class. Class name is subclass 1. Click on finish. So this one outer class anyway. Outer class. So inside this I am taking one variable. Public int a is equal to 10. So public static int b is equal to 20. Now public void m1 here. Now system dot out dot print ln. This is one outer class method. Outer class method m1. Using that outer class method, we are displaying A and B. The value A is equal to plus A. Now system dot out dot println, the value B is equal to plus B. And this method is outer class method. Right. So this is the common program we had. We create object for subclass 1, we run M1. Anyway, go for main class. Demo inner class 1. Import. So import test dot star create object for subclass 1 ob1 is equal to new subclass 1. So this is outer class object. Using this outer class object ob1.m1. So this is outer class method call. So here issue not there, answer will come. Daily what you are writing the program, that only. Now specially for today, one inner class is coming. So inside this, one inner class will come. That inner class name is subclass 2. And I want to take this inner class as static member inner class. I want to take it as static. I am bringing one class inside now. Okay, right. So I am declaring one class here now. Inside this subclass, today I am bringing one static class subclass 2. I am bringing one subclass 2. This is static member inner class. So I declared one class inside the class. All of you observe this point now. This is static. Inside this static member inner class, I am taking one method. So public void m2 I am taking one method. I am taking one more method here, public void M22. I am taking one more method. Among that one method, I am taking it as a static. So one method non-static, one method static. So static member inner classes can be declared with both static members and non-static members. See there, static member inner class can be declared with both static members and non-static members. Make a statement. One minute. Okay. Now, you can declare static members and non-static members. Write it. Here, rules. Static member inner classes can be declared with both static and non-static members. Static member inner classes can be declared with both static and non-static components, you write. Non-static components. You can declare static variable, non-static variable. Static method, non-static. So both you can declare. That's the meaning. The static member inner classes can be declared with both static and non-static components. Right. Now, look here everyone. This is one non-static method anyway. So system dot out dot println. Non-static method means instance method. Instance method M2. Now, system dot out dot println the value A is equal to plus A. So system dot out dot println the value b is equal to plus b. Here, now static method M22. Static method M22. So what you observed here after declaring? Sorry, here one error is coming now. Can you observe this error now? Right. So the methods of static member inner classes can access only static methods, static members of outer class. So it is accessing only static. B it is accessing. It is not accessing the non-static. Already you know static methods can access only static variables. But even in say it is an instance method here. The instance method declared inside the static member inner class behave like a static method. I don't know, interrogation. The instance method which is declared inside the static member inner class behave like a static method, right? The statements I'll record it, just see that. But now look here. Now, static member inner classes can be declared with both static and non-static components. The methods of static member inner classes can access static members of outer class directly. The methods of static member inner classes can access static members of outer class directly, but cannot access instance members of outer class directly. The methods of static member inner classes can access static members of outer class directly, but cannot access instance members of outer class. They cannot access. Now, third point to be remembered. Anybody using Java 11? Anybody using Java 11? Right. All are using Java 17, right? Java 17, raise your hands. Because this program will not work on 11. This feature is 16 plus feature. So static member inner class holding non-static member is a new feature introduced by Java 16 and 17. That is, if anybody is using 11, it will not work. Error will come. All are using 17 only, no issue. So the methods of static member inner classes can access static members of outer class directly, but cannot access instance members of outer class directly. But here, one point is there. The instance methods of static member inner class behave like static methods. Means they act like static methods. Make it right. The statement, the instance methods of static member inner classes will have behavior like static methods. The instance methods of static member inner classes will have behavior like static methods. Static methods will access only static variable. Here, instance methods inside the static member inner classes also can access only static variable. It cannot access instance variable. So theory. Now, the point. Now, this is error. Anyway, this is error. So you cannot access. Now look here. Now, I want to create object for inner class. This one. This one inner class or not now? I have to create object for inner class. Right. Here, syntax for creating object for. Syntax for creating object for static member inner classes. Outer class name dot inner class name object name is equal to new outer class name dot inner class name. This is object creation. Outer class name dot inner class name. Outer class name dot inner class name. Outer class name dot inner class name. Object name is equal to new outer class name dot inner class name. So, example by above program here. What is the outer class name we had for today now? Sir, outer class name is subclass 1. What is the inner class name now? Sir, it is subclass 2. So, object name, let us take it as OB2. Now, outer class name means subclass 1. So, inner class name means subclass 2. Like this. So, this is the syntax. Subclass 1 dot subclass 2, OB2 is equal to new subclass 1 dot subclass 2. So, create object for subclass 2, which belongs to subclass 1. That's the meaning of it. Even variable declared by the type subclass 2, which belongs to subclass 1. This is a syntax. Right. See there, I am copying this syntax here now in the main class. Here I am copying. And this is inner class object. This is one inner class object. Using that inner class object, I can access M2 because this is inner class instance method call. Here, static method you can call with name directly. Subclass 1 dot subclass 2 dot M22. So this is inner class static method call. Static method call you can call with class name directly. All of you understood these 3 lines. So that object belongs to inner class now. Okay, right. See there. I will run it. Outer class method M1, inner class method M2, M22, but the inner class methods can access only outer class static method or static variable. It's a theory. All of you understood this point now, right? Now, suppose inside the static member inner class, if I take public int x is equal to 100, if I take one public int y is equal to 200, and this is static. Now it is trying to access now. So system.out.println, I am printing the value x I am printing. Now system.out.println, the value y plus y. So the methods available in the class, same rules again. This rule is for outer class only. The instance methods of static member inner class will have behavior like static methods when compared with outer class. Means in accessing the members of outer class. Suppose inside some variables are there here. This is instance variable, this is static variable. Now this instance method can access instance variable. Yes or no? This instance method can access instance variable. This static method cannot access instance variable. Error is coming. So here it is error. So remaining rules will be common only. Error. Now, if I run it. Now this is outer class A and B. Inner class is printing B value from outer class. This is outer class. This is inner class. This is outer class values. These are inner class values. Here only Y is coming, B is coming. Right. If you want more specific output, can you see this? Right. Now, this is outer class value B, inner class value X and Y, outer class value B, inner class value Y. Means static method can access only static variables. This instance method can access both instance variable, static variable from inner class. From outer class can access only static variable. All have understood this? You have to carefully observe it. Now, here, example program. This is the output. Here I took subclass 1.java demo inner class 1.java. This is one main class. Only two programs. One is outer class name will be there. One is main class name will be there. Inner class name is available inside anyway. Now this is your output. Now, for this, we are drawing one diagram. Why we are drawing the diagram means class is holding variables. Variable diagram is there in your material. Class is holding methods. Based on methods, one or two diagrams are there. Class can hold blocks. Based on blocks, one or two diagrams are there. Class can hold constructors. Based on constructors, one or two diagrams are there in your material. Right? Class can hold features. Based on features also, inheritance diagrams are there. So for each component available in the class 1, diagrammatic presentation is there in your book. Because we are preparing materials actually. You know or not, I don't know. I am preparing material in the class. The student will ask us, sir, which book to be followed on the day 1? I never answer properly. Because live class material is there, no other books not needed actually. By sitting in live class, directly coming, no, who buys the book? Who cannot sit in a live classes, they'll buy a book. Who sees videos and who are not available for the live classes, they'll sit it. That point. You are all directly having a contact with the trainer in the classroom, no? Why books then? Materials are there, no? Running notes. Running notes has one power actually. Because today's topic is inner class. We are writing the notes regarding inner class only. Other topics we are not writing. Means what? You are preparing one chapter in the class. That only concept. Generally, the students who listens this live classes correctly, they learn the subject and go. That only no classroom. Why they'll construct that much of schools, that much of buildings? So live class will have some power. Of course, when you came to one graduation study, you lost that importance of classrooms because of that graduation study. Bunking the classes, irregularity. These are because of this reason that classroom value gone actually. But in the school, the classroom value is there, no? Here also some value is there. Definitely the value will be there. So when we are having a discussion about inner classes, we are participating in one topic known as inner class. Because of this reason, by sitting here, I am preparing material. I am not dumping the material. If I want, I can take one printout and give to the students directly. But I never given. Management asked us, sir, give one material means we said we'll prepare a material so that few students will participate. If I give a material, what happen? A number of 100 or 120 pages will be. I also had 450 pages. Book is there on my name. But I never released that book out. So if I give that book, what happened now? Automatically, you cannot concentrate it. But now you are concentrating on one single. The topic is inner class. That also only one inner class. Static member inner class. Inner process. While preparing material, I took care. Drawing the diagram about each component I drawn and came. Because the material has diagram about variables, you can check it. Methods, blocks, constructors, features means inheritance. Diagrams are there. At last today, inner class also, we need one presentation, sir, here. Because static member inner class means where it is available, where object is created, I want to know, sir. So I am drawing one execution flow of above program. That only. Execution flow of above program. We are demonstrating the diagram about static member inner classes. The concept is. Now, before that, inside this subclass 1, I took void M2. I took it. I took one void M2. I took it. I took one void M22. I took it. Now, inside this, I took some variables. I forget it. I took one int x is equal to 100. I took one more. Static into y is equal to 200. I took it. 100 and 200 I took it. Inside this I took one void M2, I took it. Inside this, I took one void M22, I took it. So this is the view we had it. So this one we took instance. Sir, this one we are taken static. This is the outline diagram. So creating object for outer class is very easy. That is subclass 1, OB1 is equal to new subclass 1, issue not there. So when we are creating object for inner class, what you done it here, see there. Here. Subclass 1, when we are creating object here. Subclass 1, OB1 is equal to new subclass 1. This is outer class. Inner class is subclass 1 dot subclass 2. OB2 is equal to new subclass 1 dot subclass 2. This is outer class. These are the two syntaxes available. Just I pasted in the diagram because I am placing the diagram now. Now, based on this outline diagram now, we are drawing one inner class execution flow of above program. Now, whenever we want to draw one execution flow, we must know how many class files generated. That is important, right? So here, how many class files are there? So anyway, one is outer class, one is main class. This two dot class file will come. Subclass 1 dot class file, and one more is demo inner class 1. This is dot class file. These two are common anyway, right? See there, all of you here. Sir, one subclass 1 because it is a class. So subclass 1 dot class file will come. This is one class anyway. Demo inner class 1 dot class file will come. Sir, what about this one? One class is sitting inside the class now, right? When the class is sitting inside the class now, your compiler will see that class. While it is compiling the outer class, it checks all the components, no variables, methods, blocks, it checks everything and come. In the process of checking, it checks one class inside. Whenever the class is there, it separates that class. That class code is separated. Segmentation, lexical analyzer, tokenizing, this kind of phases available in the compiler. In the compiler design is there segmentation. Segment means meaningful partition. While you are dividing or breaking the program, break it according to the meaningful part. Variable one meaningful part. Block one meaningful part. Before that class is one meaningful part. When I am looking into outer class, I found one class is sitting. I'll separate that class. Right? After separating this class now, I'll generate one dot class file here. So, subclass 2 dot class file. But this class declared inside one more class. So it is a inner class. It is not outer class. It is a inner class. Now the compiler should represent it as an inner class. Whenever you want to represent inner class now, compiler will add one symbol known as $. Remember for interview. $ symbol represents inner class. So compiler will generate the dot class file as $subclass 2. $ means inner class. $ in Java represents inner component. So compiler will say $subclass 2 dot class file. I'll give a name. So $ symbol indicates inner class. Now we are saying inner class, no? The class belongs to which class? Then the compiler will say that it will be belonging to subclass 1. So the finally file is subclass 1 dollar subclass 2. The meaning subclass 2 is the inner class of subclass 1. This is a dot class file. Right, write the dot class files first and keep it. Subclass 1 dot class file, demo inner class 1 dot class file. So inner class is represented with dollar. Subclass 1 dollar subclass 2. It's a concept. Right. Among these three subclasses, which one will be loaded first now? Demo inner class 1 dot class file will be loaded. Yes or no? It's a common process what we follow from day one. See, I am following. Method area where classes are loaded. Heap area where objects are created. Java stack area where methods are executed. So, 2 or 3 classes are there, no? I will not draw the frames. I'll draw only Java stack area, I will draw it. Remaining all I'll load freely there. Got it? Right. I'll draw only Java stack area, I will draw it. Imaginate main class loaded. Main class is having main method. So, the main method will come for execution. So, public static void main. Public static void main. Now, in this main method, first line is subclass 1 OB1 is equal to new subclass 1. Subclass 1 OB1 is equal to new subclass 1. Here new subclass 1 means we have to create object for subclass 1. Yes or no? Right. Now, the subclass 1 object creation starts. So, subclass 1 must be loaded. Now, I am loading one subclass. I am loading one subclass. While I am loading the subclass now, the static members of the class has to get the memory. Yes or no? Right. So subclass 1 having variable A. So A variable is non-static. A variable is non-static. No memory here. Now B variable is static. So B will get the memory. Now, M1 is non-static. No memory. M1, no memory. Because non-static. Now this class is static class or instance class? This is static or non-static? Static. So static class has to get the memory within the class only. Static variable is getting the memory in the class. Static method is getting the memory in the class. Yes. Static member inner class also will get the memory inside the class. So we cannot draw that class inside, no? We draw like this. It is the static member inner class will get the memory inside the class. Actually, that is inside only. Imagine it, that is inside. Like your variable memory, that is inside. I am drawing separately for the object creation. So, this is dollar subclass 2. All of you understood now? So static variable in the class, static method in the class, static block in the class. The same way, static member inner class also inside the class loaded. So right, after loading, while static class is loading now, static class is having members now. Now X is there here, X. So X, no memory, sir, because it is instance. Y is there, sir, static. So Y means static. Y means static. So Y will get the memory here. That is Y is equal to 200. Now M2 is non-static. So M2 no memory. Now M22 is static. M22 is static. So static will get the memory here now. Void M22. Now loading completed. So the inner class is inside the class only because it is a static member inner class. All of you understood this point now, right? Okay. Now we have to create object for whom now? You have to create object for subclass 1, means outer class. Yes or no? We have to create object for outer class. When we are creating object for outer class, so we are creating object for outer class. We are creating object for outer class. Yes or no? Na? We are creating. Just I'll draw an arrow like this. This object belongs to outer class. This object belongs to outer class. Means the object belongs to outer class, not inner class. The inner class is a static, no, it will not come. Yes or no? Na? Static members will come to the object, will not come, will not come. So static member inner class reflection not there to the object. Only outer class members are reflected, that are non-static members are reflected. So what happens here now? Sir, A will get the memory. A is equal to 10. A is equal to 10. A got the memory. Now M1 will get the memory. Right. Void M1 will get the memory. Now M1 got the memory. All of you understood this? Right? Okay. Now this address will be loaded onto OB1. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. Means OB1 is holding the address. This is outer class object, not inner class object. Observe this point, right? All of you understood this now, right? Now from the object I can access OB1.M1 I can access. OB1.M1 I can access. Yes or no? That M1 can access the members of here. The members of object A, the members of class B. It can access. See there. Now whenever I call this OB1.M1, OB1.M1, here I am calling this method. This method is coming out. It's a normal method anyway. Daily what you are calling now. Void M1. The method came out for execution. So output is coming. So output is nothing but 10 and 20. Why 10 and 20 means M1 can access the variable from object. M1 can access the variable from class. What is the class of object now? Subclass 1, no? It can access from subclass 1. It can access from subclass 1. All of you got this point now, right? Okay. Now, after this execution completed, it is destroyed. Now the outer class object, okay. But our target is inner class, no? Right. Now we go for inner class. What is inner class now? Subclass 1, subclass 2. OB2 is equal to, means create object for subclass 1 dot subclass 2. OB2 is equal to now create object for here. Create object for subclass 2 which belongs to subclass 1. That is the meaning actually. Create object for subclass 2 which belongs to subclass 1. All of you understood this point now, right? Now what happened now? Create object for inner class. Create object for inner class. So inner class object is coming. Is inner class object. All of you understood this point now that inner class object separate. Okay, right. So here diagram is there, you are understanding. Right? I will draw diagrams in core and advances to represent the concept. In Spring and Web Service, no trainer will draw the diagram. You have to imagine it. This model will play crucial role in your Spring and Web Service, inner classes. Crucial role. Because of this reason, many people cannot understand frameworks. You can take the percentage. 500 students sitting in the class also take the feedback. 400 students will not understand Spring directly. Because some imagination student cannot maintain. See this program, this much of links available, who will organize any? A student level he cannot organize. So you don't have time to present that in a diagrammatical form, no? But at least you must imagine it. That fast imagination should come in the framework. In the framework, this concept is there. Means concept means what? Inner class is there. But no trainer will draw inner class is loading here, inner. That much of time not there for them. Core Java trainer different. Because Core Java trainer, the time I said no, almost 36 units. Biggest chapter is Core Java. We don't know how much duration takes also, we don't know sometimes. If it takes Java 17, Java 16, 2-3 sessions will be increased. If a student cannot understand any one concept, you have to repeat it, 2 sessions will be increased. If it 2 or 3 sessions increased, 1 week will be added. That will drawback with Core Java. Advanced Java already very fast will be there because nothing is there in Advanced Java. Spring Web Service also same. They will not teach basics. They'll high level, they'll component it. But whenever your Spring trainer or Web Service trainer says that I am using inner class here, he says, then you can ask which inner class. If he says I am using static inner class, open my notebook and check it. There is a link between the classes. That imagination should come. And 2 objects are different. In between objects, link is not available. That point you have to remember it. So here, X will get the memory. X will get the memory. M2 will get the memory. Void M2 will get the memory. So I'll give the number in order now. This is 5. This is 6, and here 7. I am loading on to OB2. This is 6. This is 7. Now, this is holding the object 0x222. Understood this, everyone? See there. So, two objects are there. That blue color is inner class object, red color is outer class object. So, there is no link between the objects, but there is a link between the classes, because static means binded to class. So, that is available in the class. So, I am calling the method here OB2. OB2.m2. I am calling the method OB2.m2, because whatever we call, that is available there. We trainers imagine it first only with experience. We imagine it first the location. So while we are coding only, we imagine the location, because error will not come for us. We imagine that location where it is available, we access from there. So M2 is available in the object of inner class. I am accessing OB2.m2. So M2 belongs to this one. So I am accessing. Because that belongs to OB2 only, no? Right. So M2 method is coming out. M2 method is coming out. Void M2. The method is coming out. Number 8. The method came out. The method is coming from the object, no? Right. Here, printing X. Printing X, printing Y, printing A, printing B. Observe this or not now? A, X, Y, A, B. M2, printing A. Acha, reverse layer it, na? 1 minute. So printing A. Where is that? A. Printing A, B, X and Y. I am printing A, B, X and Y. See there all of you. Now, in the diagram you can see very clearly. Where is A memory is available? Where is A available? Inner class object, outer class object. Inner class object, outer class object. Outer class object. If two objects are there, the method of one object want to access the members of another object. Link must be there, no? References. Yes or no? There is no link between the objects, no. You cannot access. That only concept. In the diagram you can see that. The method M2 belongs to inner class object. A belongs to outer class object. The method of one object cannot access the members of another object directly. Not possible. If you want to access it, references concepts must be there. Means one object should hold address of another object. That only no concept. Now here, no object is holding the reference of another object. So you cannot access A. All of you understood this point now? Entire question. Why? Answer. Question is, why instance method of static member inner class cannot access instance variable of outer class? If the student don't have that concept correctly, mind will be blasted for it. Normal class only cannot remember the rules. You are saying one inner class, that is also static member inner class. In that static member inner class, one instance method, that instance method is trying to access one instance variable of outer class. Sir, why should imagine it? Understood this point or not now? So here the imagination means my diagram. Close the eyes. Venkatesh had drawn one diagram. There is a link between two classes. There is no link between the objects. So it cannot access. Yes or no? It cannot access. So a error will come because there is no link between the objects. Now access B. M2, you access B. It says I can access B. How? How you'll access the B? It says that I will look for the B in the object because I came from the object. Understood now? Inside this object, B is not there. If B is not there, this object came from which class now? This object came from inner class or not now? I'll go for inner class. Observe this point or not now? Inner class B is there or not there? Not there. So outer class, inside that inner class is there or not now? You are looking in the inner class. If it is not there in the inner class, look in the outer class. Understood this point or not now? It will come and look in the outer class. In outer class, B is there no? Yes or no? It looks in the object. If it is not available, look in the inner class. If it is not available, look in the outer class. Once you come to the class, you never go to the object. So it cannot access A, but it can access B. So B answer is coming. It can access X. Yes sir, happily it can access. It can access Y. Happily it can access. Yes or no? Because this is object, this is class. You can access directly, no? All of you understood these statements now? Okay. So the answer coming here is B answer 20 will come, X answer 100 will come, and this is 200 will come. It cannot access A, no? That's the point. So after that, I am calling one more method. That method is static method I am calling now. That is subclass 1, subclass 2 and M22. I am calling the method directly from the class. I am calling the method directly from the class. Observe that, right? So I am calling the method directly from here. I am calling one method directly from the class. M22 belongs to subclass 2. Subclass 2 belongs to subclass 1. That only dot means belongs to no. Now the control will go to subclass 1. Inside that subclass 1, subclass 2. Inside that subclass 2, M22. That M22 will come out for execution. So M22 is coming out. Void M22. This method will come out. The method came out, no? From the class it came directly. Yes or no? From the class method came directly. So it is trying to access A, B, C, not C. What is this? X and Y. Now, see there. Static method cannot access instance variable anyway. So this method came from the class. In class A not there. In this class A not there. A is available in the object. It cannot access A. Right? Okay. Now M22 came from here now. It can access B means yes. M22 will come here. B not there. It goes to outer class. B is there. It can access B. It cannot access X. Why? Why it cannot access X? Because M22 will look for X in the class. In the class X available or not available? Not available. Yes or no? Static methods cannot access instance variable. Once come to the class, it will not go to the object. It cannot access X. It can access Y anyway. Not only answer here. It can access B. It can access Y. It cannot access A. It cannot access X. The two are instance variables. It cannot access. That's the answer. Your answer is printing B means 200. It is printing. B no 20. It is printing Y means 200. So that is the answer. All of you understood this diagram? So majorly this diagram is nothing but there is a link between the classes. Inner class will hold the memory of outer class. So a static member inner class will get the memory within the outer class. That only concept. Okay, right. So this is a diagrammatical form to you of a static member inner class. I'll paste the diagrams to you. So this diagram and this diagram both. This diagram and this diagram both will be pasted. Here components information is available. Here that behavior is available here. The both diagrams will be pasted there. Right. The concept. So read this concept once again to you. Right. Now make a shading. Instance member inner classes. Star mark IMP. This is the last model in your course. And after this model, models are not available. Class cannot hold more than that. It holds a static. Try, catch, finally, throw, throws. After that. Means exception handling chapter. Exception handling chapter completed means over. Remaining all applications. So one is collection. One is multi-thread. These two are the major chapters after that. After that, short chapters are files, networking, polymorphism is a conclusion. So the course is coming to ending. So the major model is this only. Class holding one more class is the major model. So instance member inner classes. The inner classes which are declared outside. The inner classes which are declared outside the outer class method. The inner classes which are declared outside the outer class method without static keyword. Without static keyword. The inner classes which are declared outside the outer class method without a static keyword are known as instance member inner classes. Instance member inner classes. Right. Can I do this by tomorrow? Right. Because it is a complete, I must not stop in the middle again. So tomorrow, one outer class method is there, no? Right. Based on the outer class method, one class will be outside without a static keyword. One class will be inside the method, not only local inner class. Local inner class means a class inside the method will come. So non-static method outside the non-static member inner class, outside the method is a instance. Inside the method is a local. Tomorrow I'll complete the two models to you, crucial models. After that, anonymous. Anonymous means class without name. Headache model, that only. Class name is there means one headache. Class name not there means one more headache. Anonymous. Anonymous means no class name. Only bodies will be traveling. That class body is there, no open flower bracket, closure bracket, they will be traveling. So the headache model in your core Java is anonymous. Anonymous means name not there. Class names not there. So only bodies will be traveling. The third model is crucial and very important. Tomorrow I'll complete two models. Instance member inner class and local inner class tomorrow. Day after tomorrow I'll cover that anonymous. In that anonymous only Java 8 will come inside. Right? Okay. Take a break, read the notes and come. Any doubts you can ask by tomorrow to me after reading that notes, inner class notes.